Today we have Christian, who is going to tell us how the app works. So welcome, Christian.
Thank you.
We want to be very simple. So just tell us how the app works.
It's basically very simple. You start with a 10-minute self-assessment, and after the assessment, you go into a dashboard and see what your energy is increasing and what is energy is draining. The assessment works in a way that you assessing what you appealed towards, so what you find, what you like, what you really like, what you love, what you're okay with, what you dislike, what you really dislike, or perhaps you even hate. So by assessing the elements in your life, you're getting a really good overview of what is going on in your life. And the overall, or when you're going through it, you're overall assessing 5 areas of your life. These are the 5 core areas that apply to any human being and indicating you're experiencing and basically cover the whole experience of your life, how good your life experience is. Those 5 areas, I like to give it as an example of imagine life as a game. Then one area is the self, that's you as a player. How satisfied are you with yourself? Then the other people, that's basically the other players, that's social. With whom do you spend your time, and how satisfied are you spending your time with those people, or perhaps even animals? And important on that part, you're not assessing whether you like or dislike those people. It's about you again, how you like spending time or having spent this time on your day with those people. The third area is what you do. That can be your hobbies, that can be your housework, it can be also your work itself. So how much did you like? So how much did you like spending this time today doing what you did? The fourth area is what you get. So what you receive from other people or from your environment in general. It can be something materialistic, for example, the finance you're having access to or the vehicles you're having access to, but it can be also immaterial, like emotional, such as how much acknowledgement you got, how much love you experience, how much attention did you get, and have you been satisfied with it? And the last area is your environment. So again, not did you like this environment, but did you like spending time in this environment? You can say, I love my home, but did you like spending all your time during the day in your home? And doing this throughout those 5 areas for within 10 minutes roughly, you're getting the total calculation. How much of your total time today did you perceive as a good time versus a neutral or perhaps even a bad time?
Hmm. So once you've completed the assessment, you get onto your dashboard. Can you tell me more about what I can see in the dashboard?
Yes, in the dashboard, the first thing you're seeing is your total good time ratio, the GTR. Then you're seeing also the 5 areas of your life. So how high was the good time ratio, the GTR of each area from self, social, actions, obtainments, and environment. Later, you're also seeing the top influential elements in your life. It can be the person you spend your time with, it can be what you've got or where you've spent your time. Anything, what you listed, how you spend your time during a day. You see what are the top uplifting elements that free your energy versus the top blockages or energy tensioning elements where that drain your energy. With this simple overview at that point already, you're having quite some insights and actionable practical insights what you can do right away to improve the next day or the next week. Later, you're seeing when you did more of those assessments also a trend. Did it go up? Did it go down? Or did it stay neutral? Your good time ratio. We're talking about the good time ratio. So with that, you're seeing when something is dropping, why did it drop? And then you can take a look at another part of the dashboard where you're seeing exactly the element that was draining and had the most effect of your good time ratio and say, that's why my life is getting currently slightly worse, perhaps. Or ideally, that's why my life is currently getting much better because of that element, because I'm doing certain things, or I'm spending time with certain people, or I'm spending time in certain environments. And seeing this lets you really make targeted interferences. You can, you can design your life exactly in a way that works for you, and you knowing what works for you and what doesn't. And doing this allows you to do it systematically and improve it over a long term.
What if my GTR is very low?
That highly
How
depends on what you're
when
doing.
when
Yeah?
will I see it
This depends on
increase?
how you're balancing the things in your life. So generally, as we have those 5 areas, the focus should be improving your satisfaction with yourself. This is the center of your life where the energy is flowing. And everything you're doing with your environment, the people, what you get and what you do should support the energy flow within you. So seeing that, for example, you're very dissatisfied with yourself, but you really love eating certain stuff, then perhaps there's a correlation. So can you change something in your eating behavior, for example, that is improving your satisfaction with yourself? And if you do this, you will perhaps see that your satisfaction with the food is dropping. So the key is that you're balancing it, that you say, how can I change what I'm eating, that it is better for my self area, while I'm also enjoying still the food? Is there something in my life or something out there on the market that helps me to have fun doing it or fun eating it, while it has also a long-term impact on myself? So the key is very simple, basically. You're balancing all of those 5 areas, and while you try to keep one up, you're paying attention that it doesn't affect any other area negatively.
So do I have to log in an assessment every day?
You don't. It's of course helpful if you're in a situation in your life where there are a lot of changes happening and you're transforming in this situation of your life. But generally, when your life is quite stable, it is helpful to do it twice a week. We found twice or 3 times a week is a very good balance, because 1 time a week, perhaps just get a snapshot of this day of this week, and if it's a weekend, it might not represent the whole week. If you do it twice a week, you're already in a range where you're balancing and flattening out the fluctuations. Ideally, if you really want to benefit from it and take it seriously, we recommend to take a habit out of it and do it 3 times a week, 3 or more times a week, depending on your availability. And we also want to say you want to make it a habit that is a good time for you while doing it. So when you feel like it feels like stress doing this every day, reduce it, or again, you can play with those 5 areas, doing it in a way that it gives you joy, doing it with someone else, or doing it in a relaxed cafe, or whatever that is. But pay attention to that you enjoy doing it, that you're consistent with it, and can do it twice, 3 times a week consistently. Consistency is the key here.
I actually want to take notes while I'm doing the assessment, capturing some thoughts that I have. How can I do that?
Well, because of that reason, we integrated a notepad below each page during the assessment, because we found when someone is going through it, when a user is going through the assessment and it's just feeling like how I'm feeling about this situation or this element in my life, before the user even comes to the dashboard, there are aha moments. Yeah, I'm actually spending time on this family dinner that's supposed to make fun, but it doesn't really. So wait a moment. Or I'm using social media. I spend so much time on social media and I didn't even really like it. How does this happen? And in that moment, you might want to make a note. So we integrated it right away in the assessment for each area.
So thank you, Christian. The app is very simple, it's very practical, and it's very quick. And it's not about having the highest GTR. It's about how much progress you make with it.
Yes, absolutely. So being consistent and going for long-term improvements is always beating temporary excitement.
So Christian, you mentioned that we need to balance between the 5 areas. Um, and it's might seem complicated to do that. How do you recommend we can do it?
Well, it would be complicated to pay attention to everything, but luckily there is a good energy saving mechanism in our bodies, in our brains to be exact, that everything that requires mental capacity would be eventually automated. And if you do this consistently, eventually you start designing and crafting your life really around what works for you and making a structure that becomes easy and effortless to follow.